The White Geese of Green Pond. Story by Lin Liang. Illustrations by Mei Yan Chen. Translation by Yaoling Xie. Read by Karen Zhong. The water of the pond was as green can be, and so they called it Green Pond. Around Green Pond was a small bamboo grove. That was where the white goose lived. Every morning, when the white goose would come out of the grove, many little children would be waiting by Green Pond. Some girls wore piggy tails. Others kept their hair short. Some boys wore bright white shirts. Others wore blue school uniforms. They all kept gazing at the bamboo grove with bright eyes wide open, quietly and patiently waiting. Then the white goose walked out of the bamboo grove, looking like a king in white robes. The children's eyes grew bright with wonder. "Not a word! He's coming!" they whispered, nudging each other. They all sat down on the grass. The white goose held up his head and walked slowly to the pond. He took a look around. "All the lovely children are here. They come to see me every day. I am much beholden to them." He walked to where the pond was shallow and tested the temperature of the water with one webbed foot. Then he spread his wings. His snowy white feathers, one after another, shone brightly in the sun. "What a beautiful white goose! Keep quiet, everyone," the children whispered, nudging each other again. The white goose calmly walked into the pond, and his strong, full-grown body floated on the water. He moved his webbed feet in the water several times, and his body circled around the pond as smoothly as a white sailboat. The children were gratefully surprised to see such a grand display. They opened their little mouths and cheered softly. "This display is my thanks to you," the white goose spoke quite softly to the children on the shore. But none of the children heard him, for they didn't expect that the king in his white robes would ever address them. The white goose turned around and swam along the shore. He wanted to circle all around the pond because that was what the children wanted most to see. They came here every day, mainly to see this. When the white goose passed in front of the children, they all looked at him in awe, as if they had been watching a shining Navy ship sailing into harbor. Some little children couldn't help but reach out, though they quickly pulled back their hands. They didn't want to ruffle the white goose's shiny white feathers. One does not touch the most beautiful things. The pond was green as green can be. The white goose's feathers were white as snow, and the water lilies blooming in the pond's center were pink. The children were quiet, the white goose was quiet, and the water lilies were quiet. The white goose finished his round and walked onto the shore from where he had first set off. On the shore, he turned around and said in a voice so low that he could hardly be heard, "Goodbye, children." With that, he walked back slowly into the bamboo grove. The children went off, each in their own way. Each of them was thinking, "I will surely come again tomorrow." Then there appeared at Green Pond another white goose, now living in the bushes on the other side of the pond. His feathers were smooth and snowy white. He was always smiling and was kind to everyone. He too looked like a king in white robes. He loved the children and came to them in a warm and familiar way. Ever since he first appeared, the children would remain along the shore after viewing the display of the first white goose. They would wait at the very same spot for the second white goose to greet them. When the second goose walked out from the bushes, the children began to cheer and clap their hands. The goose waited until all their cheers had ended before he spoke out in a loud, clear voice, "Good morning, children." "Good morning, Goose," the children answered in a single voice, like a roar of thunder. While the children cheered constantly, the goose sailed twice around the pond. Then he swam up to the shore. He made sure to stop in front of each and every child to let each one touch his white feathers with his or her little hand. He exchanged warm greetings with each and every one of the children. The children were kind to him, and he was kind to the children. When he reached the spot where he had first entered the pond, he gave the children a farewell speech, which was often drowned out by their loud cheers and applause. The first white goose would often stand by the bamboo grove to watch how the second goose was welcomed by the children. He would whisper to himself, "He loves the children so much. I myself can't help but admire him. I shouldn't be afraid to pay him a visit. He just arrived at Green Pond and is not yet familiar with this place. I should help him if he needs help." The second goose would also stand by the bushes to watch the first goose sail around the pond. The children respect him so much. When he circles around the pond, everything, whether on the shore or on the pond, is so peaceful and quiet. I will never forget such a heavenly scene for the rest of my life. He thought, I myself can't help but bow down to him. I should be brave and go to him to show my respect. He has been around Green Pond for a long time. I should ask him what he thinks of it. At twilight, when the sun was about to set, the reddish-golden sunlight spread beyond the woods. The first white goose walked out of the little bamboo grove. With light steps, he entered the pond and swam noiselessly over to the bushes. The second white goose walked out of the bushes and swam cheerfully toward the bamboo grove. The two geese met each other in the center of the pond. The two of them, without thinking, backed away just a little from each other. At twilight, a quiet descended on Green Pond, such a peaceful quiet. The eyes of the two white geese met in the peaceful silence. The first white goose saw in the eyes of the other warmth, humbleness, and friendliness. The second white goose saw in the eyes of the other respect, modesty, and sincerity. They spread their wings both at the same time and embraced each other. The first white goose said, "You are such a wonderful goose. I have wanted to get close to you ever since I first saw you. You truly want to make the children happy, and the children love you so much. Please say you will be my brother. I live in the small bamboo grove. It's quite spacious there. I'd like you to come live with me there. Won't you come?" The second white goose replied, "You are such a noble white goose. I have respected you ever since I first saw you. The children need you because you teach them the meaning of respect. When you sail around the pond, everything becomes so quiet, and I am deeply touched by you. Just to come up to you, I had to strain every nerve. For me as well, I had to strain every nerve to come here," the first white goose said. The second white goose took a deep breath and said, "My noble friend, I appreciate your modesty. I want you to be my big brother. I am your little one. I will certainly accept your invitation and come live with you. You have filled my heart with joy. Let us go home then." "Wonderful. Let us go together." Green Pond was soon covered by the twilight's dark shroud. Two little white dots in this dark shroud moved lightly toward the little bamboo grove. Ever since that time, two beautiful white geese have been living together by Green Pond. The children go there every day. Whenever they see the two geese swimming side by side towards them, something seems to awaken in their memories. What is it? They cannot be sure. But whenever they smile at each other, going along hand in hand, or walk together with their friends, they suddenly recall the pair of geese at Green Pond. The water of the pond has become even greener. When the pair of geese swim across the water together, the beauty they create is too wonderful for words.